60 FPS is no longer the standard, and Evolved gets a big alpha event at the end of this month. All of this and more on today's debrief. Shocking news this week coming from the Assassin's Creed dev team, because one of the devs released a statement saying the industry is dropping the 60 FPS standard. Now, the shocking part is that there ever was a 60 FPS standard. This week, many gamers accused Ubisoft of dumbing down the resolution and frame rates to avoid the PS4 having too much of a graphical advantage. But the world level design director at Ubisoft, Nicolas Guérin, had this to say in response. The decision was made to give the game more of a cinematic gloss. Now, after 5 minutes of intense laughter followed by 2 long minutes of awkward silence from the reporter, he quickly admitted that it was also quite hard to achieve. But Nicolas didn't leave things there, no. He quickly put his tinfoil hat back on and followed up with, "At Ubisoft for a long time we wanted to push for 60 FPS. I don't think it was a good idea because, well, you don't gain much from 60 FPS. Well, except for, you know, having double the frame rate. It doesn't look like the real thing. It's a bit like the Hobbit movie. It looked really weird." And he continued making the argument that 30 is more cinematic and therefore doesn't fit most adventure games, and 60 FPS only looks good in shooters. When asked about the low resolution, he replied with, "Is it the number of the quality of the pixels you want? The game looks gorgeous, who cares?" And that, people, that is what you call a cop-out. And that is also how you make sure that no one ever takes you seriously again in the gaming industry. Now, obviously, the reason why Assassin's Creed can't make that 60 FPS mark is because the hardware doesn't allow it, at least not while maintaining a playable resolution and decent-looking visuals. It's something very common in the gaming industry. It happens all the time, and that is fine, it makes sense. 30 FPS isn't ideal, sure, but for certain games like Assassin's Creed, it's very playable, especially with a controller. But trying to come up with these ludicrous statements and saying that capping the game at 30 FPS is to achieve a more cinematic look does nothing but make you look like an utter idiot. Oh, and for those of you who are ready to say that the human eye can't see above 24 or 30 FPS, I have provided a link for you in the description that will make you feel even more of an idiot than you already are for thinking that the human eye runs at a specific refresh rate. Oh, he's done it now, that Dolce. Evolve, the fresh new multiplayer co-op game that revolves around a 4-man team taking down a massive tank of a monster. If you want to get your little hands all over this new shiny title, you might just be in luck. At the end of this month, a big alpha of the title will be playable for all of those who pre-ordered the game through Amazon, Best Buy, GameStop, Target, or Walmart, and I shall have the specific dates on screen right now. You want to know the sad part? Belgium doesn't even have access to Amazon, so I'll be one of the unlucky ones who will have to hope to receive a code through multiple channels between now and the start date. The alpha will remain live until November the 2nd. Having played the title at EGX last month, I can tell you right now that this game is going to be the shiznits, as you cool kids like to say. This will without a doubt become the biggest co-op multiplayer game since Left 4 Dead. I can already tell you it's infinitely better than Left 4 Dead. Well, at least for me, that is my personal opinion, of course, my very own personal opinion that I softly force onto you sweet, sweet souls. I'll cover more about the game in the future, and I will tell you all about Evolve in an upcoming episode of Debrief. Now on to some quick news! A launch date for MGS Ground Zeroes is announced on Steam. It will launch December 14th this year. Ever wondered what Childish Gambino and Far Cry 4 looks like combined? Sex, that's what it looks like. I highly recommend you check out this video. Well, I'm afraid that's it for this week's episode of Debrief, people. All sorts of controversy, I know, but hopefully you all got some giggles out of it like I did. And of course, let me know in the comments, how much do you guys care about the frame rates in your games? Let me know all about it in the comments down below. Let's get a freaking FPS debate down there. I want to see people fight, just go for each other's throats, and I love that stuff. Well, that's for me, folks. This has been Dolce for Debrief, and I will see you in the next one.